Okay, now it's time to go back to work on the legs. We'll start by blocking in our feet some more, and doing so will make it that much less time consuming when it comes to animate the footsteps. So let's show our legs. We'll also need to show our hips too. Okay, we'll select those three channels, our last three channels, and once they're brought back, we'll also go to our perspective and graph editor view and begin. So first off, we do have this right foot shifting back first. And what we want to do here is delay the time in which the right foot is coming back because it's coming back a little bit too fast. What we want to do is basically have it so that the body will start shifting first and then the foot starts to shift back. So let's take this key on frame 1 and delay it just 2 frames. That'll suffice. So now the body is moving forward and then that foot shifts back. And we also don't want the right foot coming back this slow. It is a pretty quick footstep. So what we can do is just take this key on frame 10 and move it to about frame 9. What's actually going to happen is the foot's going to plant and then the body goes into its position. Okay, it shouldn't happen at the same time. So there's our quick foot shift there. It's looking pretty good. And once we have that, we can go ahead and bring our focus to the left foot as that's coming up. Okay, so here, this motion is pretty good, but again, we do have the left foot planting at around the same time the body goes into this pose on frame 20. So what we can do is do what we did with the right foot and taking this key on frame 20 of the left foot, and let's delay it to about frame 16. So now watch what happens. The left foot plants and then the body goes into that position, making the movement that much more real. Awesome. So we'll move on from here. Okay, so now we're getting into the shifts and the shuffle and the feet. And here, what I like to do is use rhythm when animating. I use that most of the time actually when trying to figure out the certain timing and spacing of a certain action. So we want the footsteps, if we were to hit play to get more of a accurate feel of it, we want the rhythm to be more of a, as far as the shuffle goes, if we go to about here, we want the rhythm to be 1, 1, 2. Okay, so keeping that in mind, 1, 1, 2. We'll go ahead and animate this shuffle. So we have the left foot coming up, but now it needs to be planted so the right foot can come up. And we want that to be planted until about this range here. Okay, till about frame 29. But if we add a key on frame 29, we're going to have a 1 frame shift where that left foot goes from that pose, from a pose about here to 30. Okay, so 1 frame of that is going to be way too fast. So let's just adjust this timing. We'll take this key on frame 30 and let's move it down to 33. Okay, and now what we can do is basically use our middle mouse button technique of copying and pasting our keys as we've done before. So let's first select what we need, our translate channels and our heel pivot channel. What we'll do here is on frame 16, let's now middle mouse button click where we want that foot to be planted until, so until frame 29, and press Shift W, and then key the heel pivot channel. Great. So now we have it planted and that right foot coming up. So once we have this, let's bring our attention right back to the right foot. Okay. And here is okay. We're getting all right timing here. Let's see how our shuffle's looking if we hit play. So right now that right foot is coming up too slow. So what we need to do first off is take this key on frame 20 and let's delay it 1 frame to the left so it comes up a little bit faster there. Then once we've done that, we'll go ahead and also take this time on frame 30 and move it so that it now lies a bit earlier. So on frame 26, so we get a little faster shuffle there. Great, so here's what we get if we hit play. Okay, and the timing's coming along, but we need to have that right foot planted now so the left foot can shift up. So for this, let's have the right foot planted all the way until about frame 39 before it starts to come up. So that left foot can shift up. So what we'll do here is from frame 26, let's make sure we have our translate channels and heel pivot channels selected. And we could also go up to this right foot IK and just control click that so we only see what we have selected in our outliner in our graph editor, and we'll hit F. Okay, so from frame 26, let's middle mouse button and click to about frame 39. And again, we'll press Shift W and also key our heel pivot. All right, great. So now we have the right foot planted, and then we have the left foot shifting up. So here's how our shuffle's looking now. Hit play. Great. That's looking much better. Wow. Okay, with that done, let's go back to bring our attention to the left foot. And we have this shifting up at 33, and our timing is looking pretty good. And that left foot's pretty much going to stay planted throughout most of our sequence here. So being that the case, let's see what we can do to fix this up. Okay, what we'll need to do is actually delay the timing at which this left foot is going into this position, because notice it's doing it the same time the right foot is going back. Okay, so what we'll do is select the right foot first and figure out when we want the right foot to basically be planted before the left foot shifts. So for the right foot, what we'll do is take the keys from about frame 60 all the way to 70. Let's take these keys, and we'll need to delay them so that that right foot's not shifting back until about the time the character is almost where he's pretty much back to his regular standing position. Okay, so let's see if this will suffice. And not quite, not just yet. Okay, at around this time is when the foot should start coming back. So let's actually take our keys from frame 67 and on to about 77, and we'll delay them so that they lie on 73. Great. And of course we're going to need to do a few adjustments with the feet, okay, and also with the translate Y of the character's upper body, so we're not getting this huge pull in the IK. But the timing is better there. If we hit play, here's how it looks. Alright, great. So the timing is better there. And now we can go to the left foot. Let's select it and delay these keys for where it shifts over. So let's take these keys and move them down to a little bit after the right foot plants. It plants at about 83 or so. So let's have the left foot shift 2 frames after that. So on 85 we'll have it start shifting, and it is a very small step, so we're not going to want it to shift this slow. So we'll just take this key on frame 95 and let's move it to about 93. Okay, great. Well, with these things done, what we can do now is just hide our curves and check out what we've worked on in this lesson. Not necessarily do a play blast, but just a playback to see where we're at right now as far as the steps goes and what we need to do to get them looking better. So let's just hit play to see what we've worked on in this lesson. This is an overview. Great. So we've got a nice shuffle at the beginning, and we've got a nice plant of the foot and a nice shift of our left foot to conclude the animation. Okay, but of course we have some more work to do. Okay, and we do have our character going off balance there, but we'll get to that later. But what we're going to do in the next lesson is bring more of our attention to making our steps look more like steps.